Route 66 is more than just a road. It is a story. It is a ribbon of asphalt that ties America together. Chicago, Santa Monica. For decades, it was the main street of America. Dreamers, migrants, adventurers, chasing opportunity, escaping the Dust Bowl, seeking the thrill of the open road. The highway earned its nickname, the Mother Road, from John Steinbeck. The name stuck. Countless families found life along its shoulders. Small towns grew up around it, each one a unique chapter. The legend of Route 66 is built on freedom and discovery. It represents a time when the journey itself was the destination. Before the interstates, this two-lane highway was the artery of the nation. Our epic journey begins in the heart of Chicago, a city of broad shoulders and soaring skyscrapers. The official starting point is marked by a sign on Adams Street, just a stone's throw from the shimmering waters of Lake Michigan. Standing there, surrounded by the hum of the bustling metropolis, you can feel the energy of the millions of journeys that have started right on this spot. Chicago itself is a fitting launchpad. It's a city built on grit, ambition, industry. Before you even put the car in drive, grab a deep dish pizza or catch a blues show. The initial miles of Route 66 are an urban crawl, a slow departure from the dense city grid. You'll navigate through the concrete canyons of downtown, passing iconic landmarks like the Art Institute of Chicago and Millennium Park. The road then winds its way through a series of city neighborhoods and working-class suburbs, each with its own distinct character. This is not the open road fantasy just yet, it's the prologue to the story. One of the first essential stops just outside the city is Lou Mitchell's, a legendary diner that has been serving travelers since 1923. Leaving the Chicago metropolitan area behind, the landscape begins to open up. You're officially leaving the urban jungle and entering the American heartland. As you roll deeper into Illinois, you enter a world of cornfields and charming small towns. This is the land of Lincoln. Route 66 here is dotted with historical markers and beautifully preserved pieces of the past. One of the first must-see towns is Pontiac, home to the Illinois Route 66 Hall of Fame and Museum. The museum holds memorabilia, old gas pumps, vintage signs, and historic photographs that bring the road's golden age to life. Crossing the Chain of Rocks Bridge is an unforgettable experience. This unique 1-mile-long bridge features a dramatic 22-degree bend in the middle and is now open only to pedestrians and cyclists. Walking across it, you can look out over the wide, muddy waters of the Mississippi and see the gleaming Gateway Arch of St. Louis, Missouri, rising in the distance. It's a powerful moment, marking your passage from the Midwest into a new chapter of the journey. You have crossed a major geographical and psychological boundary, leaving the plains behind and heading toward the gateway to the west. Entering Oklahoma, you'll find more miles of the original Route 66 than in any other state. This is where the road truly begins to feel like the Southwest, a land steeped in Native American history, cowboy culture, and the legacy of the oil boom. The journey starts in the northeast corner of the state, where you can drive on a beautifully preserved 9-foot-wide segment of the original 1926 road known as the Ribbon Road. The Ribbon Road surfaces a car slowly along the narrow strip. Winding through the rolling hills and pastoral countryside, your first major stop in Oklahoma should be Tulsa, a city that owes its Art Deco splendor to the oil money that flowed freely in the 1920s and 30s. Just outside Tulsa, in the town of Catoosa, lies one of Route 66's most beloved and whimsical attractions, the Blue Whale. This massive, smiling concrete whale was built by Hugh S. Davis in the early 1970s as an anniversary gift for his wife, who collected whale figurines. After falling into disrepair for years, the community rallied to restore it, and today the Blue Whale stands as a joyful symbol of quirky, homespun American creativity. As you continue west from Oklahoma City, the landscape begins to change dramatically. A must-visit is the Route 66 Museum in Clinton, which takes you on a decade-by-decade journey through the history of the road. It provides a powerful context for the journey, reminding you of the countless stories of hope and hardship that are embedded in the very pavement beneath your wheels. Crossing into the Texas Panhandle, you are greeted by a landscape that is pancake flat and impossibly vast. The sky feels enormous here, stretching from one horizon to the other, an endless expanse of blue. The first town you'll encounter is Shamrock, home to the magnificent You Drop In Cafe. This stunning Art Deco masterpiece, with its soaring spire and green-tiled exterior, looks like something straight out of a classic movie. The main event in the Texas Panhandle is Amarillo. The big Texan steak ranch beckons travelers with its promise of a free 72-ounce steak dinner, if you can eat the entire meal, including all the trimmings, in 1 hour. With its kitschy, Western-themed decor, strolling musicians just west of Amarillo, lies one of the most iconic and surreal art installations in the entire country, Cadillac Ranch. Here, 10 classic Cadillacs are buried nose first in a dusty field, their tail fins pointing defiantly toward the sky. Conceived in 1974 by a group of artists called the Ant Farm, this interactive sculpture invites visitors to leave their mark. Welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment. As you cross the border, the landscape undergoes another dramatic transformation. The flat plains of Texas give way to mesas, canyons, and a unique high desert light that has inspired artists for generations. The very air seems different here, tinged with the scent of piñón and sage. The architecture shifts to adobe with soft, earthy tones that blend seamlessly into the natural surroundings. Your first major stop is Tucumcari, a town whose motto is Tucumcari Tonight. For decades, this slogan, painted on signs for hundreds of miles in either direction, promised travelers a place to rest. Today, Tucumcari is a living museum of classic Route 66 motels, with a stunning collection of vintage neon signs that light up the night sky. Staying at a restored motor court like the Blue Swallow Motel, with its iconic blue bird sign and individual garages for each room, is like stepping back into the 1950s. But taking this scenic detour, known as the pre-1937 Santa Fe Loop, is well worth the extra time. Nestled in the foothills of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, Santa Fe is a world-renowned center for art and culture. You can spend days exploring its historic plaza, browsing the countless art galleries on Canyon Road, and savoring the unique flavors of New Mexican cuisine, with its signature red chile and green chile. Leaving Santa Fe, you rejoin the later alignment of Route 66 and head toward Albuquerque. Then you can cruise down Central Avenue, the modern-day incarnation of Route 66, which is lined with historic theaters. A ride on the Sandia Peak aerial tramway offers breathtaking views of the city and the surrounding landscape from over 10,000 feet. Albuquerque provides a perfect blend of history, culture, and natural beauty before you venture further into the desert west. Arizona's portion of Route 66 is where the classic imagery of the Mother Road truly comes to life. This is the land of vast, empty deserts, dramatic rock formations, and endless blue skies. The journey begins with a visit to the Petrified Forest National Park, the only national park that contains a stretch of the historic route. The Painted Desert, a stunning landscape of multi-hued badlands. Driving through the park, you'll be mesmerized by the rainbow-colored petrified logs, ancient remnants of a prehistoric forest scattered across the terrain. In Holbrook, you can fulfill a childhood dream by spending the night at the Wigwam Motel. The rooms are individual concrete teepees arranged in a semicircle. A little further down the road in Winslow, Arizona, you can stand on a corner made famous by the Eagles' song Take It Easy. The town has fully embraced its moment of fame with a statue. The drive from Winslow to Flagstaff takes you through high-altitude pine forests. Flagstaff, a lively mountain town, serves as a great base including the Grand Canyon, which is just a short drive north. The long, beautifully preserved stretch of road between Seligman and Kingman, which is often cited as the birthplace of the historic Route 66 revival. Before descending into the old mining town of Oatman, where wild burros, descendants of miners' pack animals, wander freely through the streets. Crossing the Colorado River from Arizona, you enter California, the final state on your epic cross-country adventure. The landscape immediately shifts into the harsh, beautiful expanse of the Mojave Desert. The heat is intense. The sense of isolation is profound. Amboy, Roy's Motel and Cafe sign standing like a lonely sentinel. Bottle Tree Ranch, a dazzling forest of colorful glass bottles. The road begins a long, steady climb into the San Bernardino Mountains. The air grows cooler, pine trees and winding roads appear. The ascent signals your approach to the Los Angeles Basin. Descending now, you plunge into Southern California suburbia. The quiet desert gives way to the hum of freeways and urban sprawl. Pass iconic Hollywood landmarks, feel the energy and glamour. The journey that began in Chicago ends here, worlds apart. The sense of arrival grows as the coast nears. First glimpses of the Pacific Ocean, the promise of the journey's end. The journey officially concludes at the Santa Monica Pier. You stand there with the Pacific stretching out. A powerful sense of accomplishment washes over you. You have traveled over 2,400 miles, crossing 8 states and 3 time zones. The Mother Road may no longer be the main street of America, but it will forever be its soul. A timeless symbol of the endless possibilities of the open road.